I really pray, my biggest prayer for this sermon is that there's somebody you can share this with. There's somebody who has become extremely skeptical of this God of the Bible, someone that's very skeptical regarding God's view of sin. My prayer is that you can share this point with them. When we read in the Old Testament and we understand God's character and we see how he feels about sin, we see the wrath and judgment that is poured out on sin. It's extremely clear all throughout the scriptures. God hates sin. And that's a really strong word, but it is in all caps, hates sin. He doesn't hate you or me, the sinner. He hates the sin that destroyed what was good. He hates the sin that separates us from him. And for the person walking in relationship with him now today, he hates the sin that keeps us from doing what he's calling us to do. He's got a mission for us that we just keep getting off track with. And when we really grasp how much he hates it, the fact that he would take that upon himself on the cross, now how much more powerful is that cross? How much more powerful is that nativity scene when you look at it? How much more powerful is that cross when we really start to grasp what God has done? Listen to this passage in 2 Corinthians. I think this says it all. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18. All this is from God who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. And he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. If you had to pick one single verse to use to share some mind-blowingly good news with somebody that needs it, I think that one might be it. God made Jesus who had no sin be sin for us, so that we could become the righteousness of God. That is incredible. Incredible. I mean, you can look at the Old Testament and see that God went to some extremes to make some points, to prove some points. To deal with sin, he may have gone to some extreme. He went to so much more of an extreme to come and take our sin away.